Industrial Revolution, small and large farmers were able to live in harmony.
Smaller landowners benefited off the large farms. They were able to grow crops and let their animals roam on the large farms.
Since the wealthy farmers owned so much land, the people who owned smaller farms were able to use their land without their knowledge. This system worked for a considerable amount of time. Things started to go south for the small farmers when the Industrial Revolution began.
Machines such as the seed drill allowed for farmers to systematically place their seeds to get a maximum yield. Therefore, farmers had more production and began to fence off their land. This was a problem for the smaller farmers that benefited off of their property.
Here we see the average farmer living off the same land as her neighbor without her knowledge.
Wow, I'm really glad I invested in this seed drill. Now I can produce even more crops and get more money for my land.
Wow, that's a cool machine you got there, Miss Moore.
Yeah, I'm hoping this is going to bring in more money for my family.
Good for you. What are you planning to do with all the extra money?
Some of my other farmer friends have invested in some fences for their farms, so I think I'll do the same.
Are you planning to fence in the entire farm?
Yep, the entire 50 acres.
Little did Miss Moore know, fencing off her farm would be detrimental to Alex's.
With the farm fenced off, Alex would no longer be able to use the extra land and now won't be able to produce enough food to support her and her family.
Hello, Alex.
Hello, Erin.
I think we need to talk about your payments.
I'm sorry. I know I've been late on my payments for the past month, but if you just let me stay, I'll get you the money somehow.
You've been behind on your payments for far too long. This is becoming problematic, and that was your last chance.
So what are you saying? Are you kicking me out?
Yeah, I'm sorry it's come to this. You have 2 weeks to move out.
Alex wasn't the only farmer that faced this issue. Many small farmers were put out of the business and forced off of their land.
These farmers created a new working class that would be prevalent in city jobs. This became known as the Enclosure Movement.
Those who went into the city were very desperate for a job.
They were willing to work long hours in unsafe conditions with little pay and no laws to protect them.
Where are you going, Alex?
I'm moving to the big city to find work because I can't compete with the large farms anymore. I'm desperate, so at this point I'll work for any pay.
Well, good luck.
Thanks, man.
See ya.
Hello, is anyone there?
Yes, what do you want?
Hi, I just moved here from the country and I was in search of a job. Can you give me one?
Okay. I can maybe find some room for you in the fabric section of my blanket factory.
Thank you so much, but how much would I be paid?
A half a penny a day. A whole penny at the most if your production is good and you work overtime.
But that's so little.
It's a tough world. Do you want the job or not? You can take the offer or go find work somewhere else.
Yeah, I guess I'll take it since I'm desperate.
The events in Alex's life are a good example of how the Enclosure Movement affected the farmers. The Enclosure Movement had both positive and negative results.
Some of the negative effects of this movement include small farmers losing their land and means of self-sufficiency. In addition, they were forced to accept low wages and poor conditions. These works were not protected by any laws. Here is an example of the conditions women and children had to work in for up to 16 hours a day.
However, this movement was not all bad. Some positives include less land wastage, and even some new crops came out of this. Potatoes and turnips were founded because farmers now had the ability to experiment with new crops. Also, the mass production of food led to lower food prices.
No bloopers, though.
No bloopers.
Please.